Y'all, whose kids are these? Whose kids are these? Erika Kirk provided this as proof of where she was September 9th.
So you remember I told you that Daddy was working with his friends from heaven to send you presents every day so you always know you're loved? See?
This is Sesame Street.
It
love
is.
Sesame Street.
I know, it's Sesame Street, but all these are for you, baby.
So now that Charlie Kirk's parents finally have proof confirming everything they suspected about Erika, she has allegedly banned them from seeing the kids and may even be seeking a protective order against them. If you've been following the Charlie Kirk saga, then you already know there's been speculation that he never actually fathered any of the children he supposedly had with Erika. And Charlie's parents always believed that a DNA test would eventually prove them right. What they never expected, though, was for Erika to completely cut them off before they even had the chance to confront her. Now, they're taking her to court because they refuse to let Erika control the narrative or have the final word. So now everyone's asking the same question: did Erika always plan to cut Charlie's parents off? Or is she hiding something much bigger?
One of Charlie Kirk's children.
Okay, so people all over the internet have been calling for Charlie's parents to do a DNA test on the kids for months, and at first, a lot of people felt it was cruel to demand something like that from a grieving widow. But as Erika's behavior started looking more and more suspicious, Charlie's parents were finally forced to face a truth they had been avoiding for a long time. And that's when insiders say they began seriously pushing for the DNA test. Because it's one thing for your son's widow to eventually move on with her life after his tragic death, but it's something else entirely when she embarks on a full-blown grief tour complete with fireworks, pyrotechnics, music, press stops, almost as if she's celebrating her husband's death rather than mourning him. For Charlie's parents, this wasn't just disrespectful to Charlie's memory. It felt like a slap in the face. It was as if Erika somehow forgot that Charlie also left behind people who knew and loved him far longer than she ever did. And those same people were forced to sit back and watch while she put on a massive spectacle that seemed far more about positioning herself for the next phase of her career than honoring Charlie's legacy. But what truly disturbed Charlie's parents was how Erika handled the kids. She didn't slow down for even a moment to be there for them after they had just experienced such a devastating loss so early in life. According to insiders, she offloaded them to an army of nannies as quickly as possible and immediately hit the road. And she moved so fast that it forced Charlie's parents to ask one chilling question. Was Erika acting this way because the kids didn't actually lose their real father? Is the children's real father still in their lives? Now here's where things get messy, because some of the information that's come out about Erika in the last few years explains why Charlie's parents felt it was so important for those kids to take a DNA test. If you've been paying attention, then you already know that Erika literally fabricated an entire backstory to convince Charlie that she was the perfect woman for him. That's not speculation. That's something she has slipped up and admitted herself multiple times, and it's not just about hiding her past as a model or reality TV personality. It's about how she met Charlie in the first place. Over the years, Erika has told several different versions of that story. In one version, she claimed she randomly met him while standing in line at an airport with her mom. I will never forget the time I was in Israel with my husband. Well, not what this was the second time, but the first time was with my mother on a pilgrimage. I was standing in the ticket line and I remember looking behind me. And in the snake of the ticket line music was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was, and I told my mom, "This guy looks so familiar." And like any typical mother, she said, "Go and say hi." No, we were late for our flight. I'm not going to come off like a crazy person. That's just weird. And that ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence. Now, did we know that? No. Not until we were about 3 months into our relationship and started looking at timestamps. Another version of the story, Erika claimed she was introduced to Charlie by Tyler Ford, the current coup of TPUSA, who supposedly wanted to set her up for a job interview with Charlie.
He was done eating and he just looked at me and he goes, "You know, I'm not going to hire you." And I said, "I did not need the job." I said, "I was fine with consulting with you guys if you needed anything with regard to help. I have plenty of things going on in New York City." He said, "I'm going to..."
All of this supposedly took place between 2018 and 2019. However, based on publicly available information, there's a strong possibility that Erika already knew Charlie as far back as 2015, even if he didn't know her at the time. And the proof lies in one key detail. Erika already knew Tyler Bohr back then.
That was until I hosted the first Trump rally in Trump rally history right here in Arizona in 2015. I got a call from Miss Erika Kirk, Miss Arizona 2012. I just want to help, she said. So naturally, I put her right behind the president at that first rally.
On top of that, Erika's ex, Kat Phillips, with whom she was in a very serious relationship, also knew Charlie. There are photos of them hanging out and playing basketball together. So the idea that Erika suddenly had this random meet-cute with Charlie years later never really added up, unfortunately. All of these lies didn't start coming to the surface until after Charlie's death. And by then, his parents had gone from simply wondering what felt off about Erika to questioning what else she might have been lying about if she was capable of fabricating an entire story just to get close to him. But here's what truly pushed Charlie's parents past the point of no return when they could no longer ignore what was staring them right in the face. As you all know, Erika was in multiple relationships before marrying Charlie. Despite her repeatedly claiming she had never dated anyone before him, one of those men was professional baseball player Tyler J.T. Massey, a man Erika appeared to be deeply in love with. She openly referred to him as her favorite human, her best friend, and her incredible boyfriend. In an interview with Arizona Foothills magazine, after engagement-style photos of Erika and JT went viral, many people assumed they were headed toward marriage before their relationship suddenly ended. But what truly shocked Charlie's parents was a resurfaced video of Erika and JT attending a Trump rally with a young girl standing between them. A girl who looked almost exactly like JT. Naturally, this sparked speculation that Erika may have already had an entirely separate family before she ever got together with Charlie. But even if she didn't have a family with JT Massey, it still didn't explain how Erika went from going on cute, casual dates with one ex to dating and getting engaged to Charlie within a single year. That ex was none other than Kat Phillips, who has since become an important figure within Tupia. Kat Phillips is widely considered controversial due to his family connections and political affiliations, which have fueled rumors that he may have played a role in events surrounding Charlie's death. But the biggest red flag was this: less than a year before Erika and Charlie got engaged, Kat was posting photos of himself and Erika on painting dates, confirming they were very much together at the time. And then things got even stranger. Around the same time Erika and Charlie welcomed their first child, Kat hinted that he, too, had welcomed a baby. Once people connected those dots, it became impossible to ignore the growing calls for DNA testing. Interestingly, insiders say Erika didn't protest the DNA test at all. While she has never directly answered questions about whether the kids are actually Charlie's, she also didn't react when Charlie's parents demanded the truth, and that silence made it seem like she had a plan all along. Meanwhile, Erika's supporters, the same fans who once defended her grief tour and her decision to leave her kids behind, are now pulling away. At this point, it's become nearly impossible for them to justify her behavior. They're no longer pretending to understand her. Comments calling her evil go viral, and memes criticizing her rack up millions of views within hours. Erika can ignore it all she wants, but the goodwill she once had simply for being Charlie's wife is drying up fast. But here's where everything takes a turn. You'd think that with all this backlash, Erika would step back, reflect, and maybe even try to fix the damage, but instead, she's done the opposite. Not only has she doubled down on her grief tour, she has allegedly cut Charlie's parents off completely. They're no longer allowed to see the kids. No sleepovers, no outings, not even a brief visit. And insiders say that's what finally made Charlie's parents snap. They're no longer trying to reason with her, they're taking her to court. And once all the facts come out, no one knows how this will end. Will Erika lose custody of the kids for good? Or will she somehow manage to slip away and leave Charlie's parents heartbroken forever? Everything Erika tried to outrun is now standing right in front of her. Cutting off Charlie's parents didn't make the DNA results disappear. It didn't erase the questions about who those kids actually belong to. All it did was confirm one thing: she was never planning to let this end quietly. As for Charlie's parents, they're not just grieving anymore, they're fighting, and once this enters a courtroom, Erika won't be able to curate the narrative the way she's been doing. Online, no filters, no grief tour, no carefully staged silence, because custody cases don't care about vibes. They care about records, timelines, and the truth. And if the wrong name shows up where Charlie should have been, this stops being a scandal and becomes permanent.